It's in a matter of seconds that the mall all of a sudden becomes a deadly trap. Guys, welcome to the channel, The Modern Survivalist. If you want to learn about realistic survival and preparedness, this is the place. As I always say, I recommend not only the content of the channel, which you have a ton of, and you can use the search function to find specific topics. I always recommend street survival skills and surviving the economic collapse. My books about survival, preparedness in a realistic manner, based on life lessons, things that I've experienced, specifically the economic collapse of Argentina, and many years after that, doing research, learning, taking classes, spending a lot of money and a lot of time on being as best prepared as you can possibly be. And I share all of that with you guys in my books, which you have in the links there below in Amazon. When you do this sort of thing, and this is something I looked really into for bugging out and relocating, another book that I wrote, which you have the links there below. For bugging out and relocating is the book that I did probably the most research, like really going, how much time do you have? Well, it just depends. It could be seconds, it could be minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, even years. That's the only correct answer. It really does depend. If you are dealing with a dictator, no, not Donald Trump that was just elected and half the country thinks that a dictator has just taken power, no. But what about a place like Venezuela? What about Hugo Chavez, who actually really is a dictator? Oh, yeah, well, we'll get rid of him in the next election. Will you? Well, years go by. 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets reelected. 20 years later, you realize you're trapped. You just waited too long. You just waited too long, and that was 20 years of waiting. And then you cannot leave anymore. It could be a flood. It could be a matter of days about evacuating when you get the right warning. It could be a matter of hours. Hey, there's a flash flood. We have to leave right now. It could be just seconds because of something like this, because of a house burning. The topic of fire is super interesting, and what surprised me the most when doing research for that was how quickly it is. It is really under a minute. It is really 60 seconds in which a nightclub, a bar, and this is several instances. There was one in Argentina, there was one in the US, at least, well, there's been a couple of those in the United States as well, in which you have documented, right? You have video of how quickly the fire starts. It just starts with a short circuit or someone with a flare or something, like whatever triggers that. In just 60 seconds, the place is a box of fire. In 60 seconds, it's just too late to leave. Let's watch this, in which we see this woman that apparently works in a grocery store, in a mall, and all of a sudden she gets, yeah, we have to leave right now.
Ay, que nos han dicho que salgamos corriendo.
There's water there.
Ay.
Water keeps coming in.
¿Dónde está el coche, Paqui? Ay, bajo.
Oh, bajo? Down? Right. So this woman, she's doing her job. She's working in this grocery store, and all of a sudden, she gets like the guard saying, hey, we have to leave. Water is rushing in. And they actually see water rushing in. So what is that you do? That's a question, right? What do? You run out of the mall without it, just on foot? No, you go for the car. But the car is under. It's down. Down a couple levels, man. It could really be that case. What is that you do? Do you go for the car, which allows you to move faster and gives you maybe a little bit more speed when you need it the most? Or do you just leave on foot? Well, I'll tell you right now, the right answer for this is going up. It's not going for the car. It's not right. It's go up. If you have a mall, and I assume it has a few levels there, stay there and go up. It is not worth risking your life going downstairs when you have this amount of water flowing in as fast as we see it here. No, man, don't. I mean, it is a gamble. You're gambling your life with making it in time, and maybe you get the car, and maybe you get out of there. It is a massive gamble that you're placing, but the textbook advice should be go up, not go for the car. Well, what is it that she does? And again, she places her gamble, and
Ay, madre mía.
let's go, they say.
Ay.
Look at the amount of water already in there. Let's go. They're rushing down. Damn it, they're rushing down. They have no idea how risky that is. Again, placing your bets, man.
Madre mía.
But look, The underground basement is dry. Well, water probably was, maybe they have pumps, maybe they have something that is just for a few more minutes keeping it from being completely flooded. Yeah, spoiler alert, all of these places just ended up just completely covered in water, all of them, no exception. But they're really hurrying and they're betting on getting there.
Es muy peligroso para
A little bit of water maybe over there.
coger el coche.
Where do we go? Do we each take our car, each one on one car, or we stick together? What is it you should be doing? You stick together, each one taking a car? Man, another gamble.
Nos vamos todas en una. Esto de verdad. A mí me da miedo. No sé si vamos a poder salir con el coche. Lo dejamos. Papi, lo dejamos.
And they say, if we cannot leave with the car, we leave it. But if you just, I mean, this is a massive gamble. There's a video in which the guy is in the garage underground and he sees it's like a waterfall coming his way. If you've ever been anything like that, and I was in a very rainy, floody situation with I talked about this before, going up with my car, and I had water down. It was a river. The street going uphill was a river, and all of a sudden the water started going over the hood of the car. You get very damn scared when that happens, and just a few more seconds of that, the car would have probably stopped, and it would have been fucking horrible. But they managed to leave the garage. They placed their bets. They managed to leave. But look at the amount of water that is out there. A lot of it keeps going up. They're driving. They keep driving, but you know what? The water is already there, man. The water is already there, and they have maybe just a few seconds before and it's not just, oh, but I have a 4x4. No, there's no 4x4 when you have 10 feet of water. No, it's boat territory when it gets that high. Okay, so they managed to leave. So that gamble worked out for them. But then they have to leave. They have to abandon the car because the water just gets too high, and they find shelter in a gas station. So this is what I mean. When you have that much water, just go up in the same building you are. Just go as high as you can. Don't do what they did. They finally managed to be rescued, but they have to abandon the car, water up to the waist, and they just waited there in that gas station for several hours until they got rescued. But the risk was enormous, right? They got lucky, but you just cannot count on luck. You need to understand what is the right procedure when something like this happens. The only answer is as high as you can go, whatever building you have. And if you don't have that, go look for it. Go looking for it. Any building that you can get inside, you go as high as you can. Always talking about safe structures, not just some stick framed little thing. No, something that's solid. Concrete mall would be a very strong structure to be in. All right, but they got lucky. The gas station was probably not as high as the mall in which they were already in. That would have been maybe a better place to stay until they got rescued. Man, it is interesting. We have the video and shows that first-hand perspective, which we can talk about this all the time, but it's only with things like these where you see like the first-person perspective of how it plays out and how you have to make these decisions in just a matter of seconds, and you're betting everything, and I mean everything, in that choice you make. Guys, see you on our next video. Take care.